What is the purpose or goal of your program?
All right, let me open my program here. So my program that my team and I made is a game that has a bunch of circles in it, and every time you tap a circle it changes colors. And the goal is to make all of the circles disappear. So to make them disappear you have to keep tapping them until they turn white, so it'll look like they're invisible then. After you get them all to disappear, you press the star, and you have to basically see how fast you can do it.
Okay. So how did you make that happen?
So the game doesn't have that many things in it. You can see there are 6, 7 circles, some text, and a star. That's it. But to make each circle change color, we added the circle with this plus button. We drug it out. And then we added these things called rules. And each circle has the same rule, that when the circle is tapped, it changes color. And we made it a random color, so you never know what color is coming next. And we also added a sound, so that way when you tap the circles, they make a little sound that they change color to. And at the end here for the star, we had the star make a sound with the same kind of thing, where we tapped the star, we added a rule, and it told it to make like a shining sound at the end.
Okay, thank you. What was the most challenging part of your team's coding process for this project?
The most challenging part was creating a timer or a way to keep score. We actually have a little timer right here, and if you didn't notice that, that it does count as you're going through and changing the colors. So we wanted it to see how fast you're doing it. So it says 7, 8, it's counting seconds. But we actually never really figured out when we hit star to stop, the timer keeps counting. So that was too challenging, and we decided just to focus elsewhere, and we kind of just ignored that.
So how did your team divide the work that went into your project?
Well, my team had 3 people on it, including me, and I rented the iPad from school, and we met together after school to kind of talk about it, and it took us a while to figure out what we wanted to make. And we eventually decided we wanted to make a game, and we kind of just sat together and talked about different kinds of games, and we wanted to do something that was easy, that wouldn't take too much time, but that still would be fun. And then we kind of we worked on it all together and talked about it until it turned into what it is.
And why did you choose Hopscotch to create your code project?
We used Hopscotch because it has a lot of great features and videos that taught us how to use it. When we first started Hopscotch, we didn't really know what we were doing. So what we did was we went into the home and we went into these pre-made games. And when you go into them, you can see what other people are doing and get an idea for yourself. Or you can go into the plus, and these are tutorials for different kinds of games. And they'll have videos that will play, and you can kind of build and program at the same time that the videos are playing.
Oh, very nice. And what aspect of your project are you most proud of?
I think what we're most proud of, let me go back to it. I think we are most proud of the fact that when people play it, they have a lot of fun. They get really excited about changing all of the colors and seeing how fast they can do it, and we see them smile when they do it, and it looks like they're having a good time, and it's just kind of neat to see people enjoying something that we made.
Great.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. What is the purpose or goal of your program?
Okay, this is kind of a story that my team and I made, and we made it with Scratch Jr. And it's got a couple characters. The first character is this blue cat, and basically you just hit play and you watch the story, and there are a couple things that you can do while it's going. So do you want to press play? So the character's telling you what to do, and there he's saying tap a character to see what happens. So now you have to choose one, so go ahead and choose one. So that's it. It's not a game, it's a story that you can kind of just tap through and see what happens. And you can go back, and the whole point with this one then is that you can then go back and see what the other one does too. So tap the plane now. So, yeah, we didn't want to make a game because we thought a lot of other people were going to be making games. We wanted to make something different. So we kind of made a little story that you interact with, and all of it has kind of code with it.
Great. How did you make that happen?
So in Scratch Junior, we have characters on the left and we have scenes on the right. And we had a couple different characters. So let me go back to my beginning scene in the bedroom. So you can see here there's the cat was right here. And we added this code to him. So he got out of bed, walked to the floor, and then left the room. So you can see when we hit play, he goes to the right, down, to the right, and then up. And this red block means that it's going to change to the next room. So you can kind of see it moving through. And then it's at the next room, and here's all the code here. There's a little bit more here that it's going to be code for the cat, the penguin, and the airplane. The cat talks. He says, "Hello, please tap something." And that's what we did here. And then we had it send a message. So when the cat says that, the penguin and the airplane guy do different things. So they start flying or jumping. And then we made these little buttons here for the airplane and one for the penguin that when you touch them, it goes to a different scene. So when you touch the penguin, it goes to the snow. And when you tap the pilot, it goes to the desert. And then finally, when we're there, here's one that makes the airplane fly to the right. And it also makes the cat fly to the right at the same speed, so they stay together. And in the penguin one, the penguin is jumping up and down. The cat asks if he can jump, and then he starts jumping. So then you can just play these and watch it happen. That's it.
Very cool. What was the most challenging part of your team's coding process?
The challenging part that we had as a team was deciding which program to use. Some of my friends, two of them wanted to use Tinker and I wanted to use Scratch Junior, and we kind of just had to think about which one we wanted to use the most. So we fought a little bit about it, and then eventually we decided on Scratch Junior because we liked all of the different colors and different things we can do. And then in there, one thing that we didn't like was we couldn't add more than 4 scenes. It limits you to just 4. So we had to decide on just 4 things we did, and we had to agree as a team on what we wanted them to be.
Okay, great. How did your team divide the work that went into your project?
Once we decided to use Scratch Junior, we took turns working on the iPad on different scenes. So there were 3 of us total. I worked on scene 1 in the bedroom. My friend Bill worked on scene 2 here. And Joe worked on this scene. And then all of us kind of worked together on this one. So all of us had our own little space, and then we kind of all went back and looked at it and gave each other advice.
And how did you decide on Scratch Junior instead of the other programs?
Yeah, Scratch Junior we liked because of the different kinds of characters. And let me show you. When we go to add a new character, there are all these different characters. We like these. And we thought it was cool that when you pick a character, you can hit the paintbrush and color, make everything custom. So we really like that. And it allowed us to make everything kind of custom. So we had a blue cat, and we changed the color of the bedroom. We gave the guy in the plane a face, and we just kind of made it our own little special project.
And what aspect of your project are you most proud of?
We're most proud of the fact that it's something different. It's not a game, it's just something that you watch, like a story or a TV show, but that it also lets you touch different parts of it, so different things happen, that it'll be different each time you play it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.